A Vivy Sparks love story. Two souls, one moment. Episode 3. What are you afraid of? He didn't ask her to love him. He only asked her one question. What are you afraid of? By the time spring rolled in, Adrian and Liana had already built a fragile, beautiful routine. But there's a moment in every almost love story where someone has to be brave enough to ask for more. One evening, they sat outside Maple and Steam for the first time in weeks. The sun was dipping low, painting the street in gold, and a soft breeze carried the smell of coffee and warm bread. They had been talking about nothing and everything from Adrian's younger brother Dion, who always found new ways to embarrass him, to Liana's older sister Marcy, who loved her fiercely but worried even louder. Then, Adrian grew quiet. He watched Liana as she traced the rim of her cup absent-mindedly, her brows slightly pulled together the way they did when she was thinking too hard. "Liana," he said. She looked up. "Yeah?" she said. He hesitated, then chose courage. "Can I ask you something?" "You're going to, anyway," she replied softly, trying to keep it light. He smiled, then let it fade. "What are you afraid of?" The question caught her off guard. She blinked. "Right now?" "Not just right now," he said. "In general." She tried to laugh it off. "What makes you think I'm afraid of something?" "You flinch," he answered gently. "Every time I get a little closer, you flinch." Silence. The world around them moved on. Cars passing, cups clinking, distant laughter. But at their table, time held its breath. Her heart thudded in her chest. Finally, Liana looked away. "I've seen people choose each other and then stop choosing," she said quietly. "My dad walked out when I was 11. My last relationship ended with him telling me I was too much and too distant in the same breath. So, yeah, I'm afraid." Her voice wavered. "I'm afraid of starting something that ends with me being the wrong kind of story again." Adrian listened, really listened. He didn't interrupt, didn't joke, didn't minimize. "Okay," he said softly. "Now ask me." She frowned. "Ask you what?" "What I'm afraid of," he said. She studied him. "Fine. What are you afraid of, Adrian?" He held her gaze. "That you'll never believe I mean it," he replied. Her heart stumbled. He took a breath, leaned forward, resting his forearms on the table. "I like you," he said. "A lot. Not just because you're funny or smart or sarcastic in a way that makes my brain panic. I like the way your face softens when you talk about your sister. The way you stare at a blank page like you're wrestling the truth out of it. I'm not asking you to promise forever. I'm just asking, am I the only one feeling this?" He waited. No pressure in his eyes, but no pretending either. It would have been so easy to run, to deflect, to say, "You reimagining things." But for once, fear didn't win. "You're not the only one," she whispered. Something in his chest broke open with relief. "Okay," he breathed. "That's good to know." He reached across the table and held his hand out, palm up, not demanding, just offering. Liana stared at it. Her fear rose like a tide, and still her fingers slid into his, warm, real, shaking a little. Their hands fit. In that simple touch, their story shifted. They were no longer just two people who met in a coffee shop. They were two people who, despite their fear, chose to step toward each other. A question. An answer. A hand reached out and taken. In the next episode, Adrian and Liana step into a relationship and discover that loving someone isn't the same as knowing how to keep them. If this episode touched you, comment. I choose love, even when I'm scared. Don't forget to like and subscribe for the next chapter of their journey.